So, bro, once again, thank you for joining us today. As we know, come Saturday, we're going to have the election in Anambra State for our governor. So, I just want to know, right? They had the debate today on Arise TV. Three major candidates: Soludo, Andiuba, and Ozibo from PDP. So, I just want to ask you, like, give me your fresh take on the whole thing. What's your 2 cents on what's going on? Like, you don't mind sharing with us what you think?
All right, thank you very much. First of all, we've waited for this for a very long time.
Yeah.
And thank God it's coming very close. On Saturday, we'll have that rare opportunity where we choose
our next governor. Yeah.
Yes, next 4 years. Like you said, there are a lot of people actually. There are a lot of people coming out for that position.
Yeah.
And then for some reason, the debate that happened today was only three persons that came through.
Yeah.
So these are individuals. These are individuals that have prospects. They have plans. They have goals. There are things they want to achieve when they get into office. Although we know that politics.
Yeah.
In Nigeria and politicians, they have a way of getting into our minds dreams.
Yeah.
That by the time those dreams get into our head, we expect a whole lot, only for them to get into office and boom. It's either the person that was giving us hope turns into another person altogether that we don't understand. The situation where he's on the streets, he's everywhere. When we look around on the internet, is this person, okay, I will support this person because he's going to work. And then by the time he gets into office, we don't get to see him. We don't get to see them again. It's hard for you to have access to the person, like that. So a lot of them have come to say a lot of sweet things. Professor Soludo, wow, very good orator.
Honestly,
he was buckling up points today, saying a lot of beautiful things. And when you look at him, you're like, wow, this guy is going to be the best man for the job.
Yeah.
And then, Valentine Ozibo, another person with vibrant spirit.
So much potential.
A lot of fun. Excuse me, what did they say?
So much potential, young as well.
So much potential. He's even young. And he has very incredible antecedents.
Yeah. Very
incredible antecedents. When you look at his records, you're like, wow, this guy is good. When you put him into office, he's going to whack. And then of course, there are a lot of them.
Yeah.
A lot of them. One, the other people from other parties that, when you listen to them, you're like, okay, these people have potentials. They can do well.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when they get into office, it's a different ballgame. So for me, while we must equally do our part as citizens to go and choose the person who becomes the governor, we equally look forward to holding governments accountable and support them. Yeah. So for now, what I know is there's a lot of people who are out there who have potentials, who want to do the job, and have different strategies to approach different things.
Yeah.
If you have to go out to
if you can grade these three candidates that we saw today. So let's say, for example, you are given an A, B, C, in university or secondary school, right, from A to F. So how would you grade? How would you grade, for example, Charles Soludo, the professor? How would you grade Ozibo, and how would you grade Ifeanyi? But I'm guessing. I think I already know how you're gonna grade Andiuba. Well, I don't know how you will grade Soludo and Ozibo based on today's debate.
Well, I'm going to grade the professor.
Yeah.
Not because he's a professor, but because he has been in the political space for a very long time.
Yeah.
And he understands the job.
Mm.
And then he brought it. So,
so would you give him an A or a C or an F? Or?
I'll surely give him an A.
Yeah.
I'll surely give him an A.
Me too. Me too.
And I'll give him an A plus.
Yeah, me too.
But then I will have to give Valentine an A too because
yeah.
he has a way. So I wouldn't say I'll give him B. No.
Yeah,
He actually did it. He understood the job and he did it very well.
Bro, everything he said, right? And honestly, like I just want to say this as a prelude. We don't support any candidates. We're not voting for. Sorry, we're not. I'm not going to vote for you. I don't know about you, but me personally, I think both of us we don't have any candidate we are supporting. All we are saying is people should come out on that day and vote, right? So I just want to say this as a prelude first of all. However, based on today's debate alone, based on what Charles Soludo said, man, he took the roof off the ceiling. Believe you me, bro. I was so impressed. The way he went after Anambra, for example. The way the figures he was calling, the data he was calling, he was using the examples, talking about medical, the fourth industrial revolution that is going on in the world today, talking about climate change, talking about hospitals, even the things he's even doing now, even though he's not even governor of Anambra State, right? So there were so many points he made that I was like, wow, this guy talks a good game. I just hope and pray that when push comes to shove, when the time comes, if he gets into the office, I just hope he keeps his word.
I agree with you. And then, are you done?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and then, while all of those things are beautiful,
yeah.
He made a lot of points. There were a lot of things he said that actually made sense. Like you said, a lot of things about climate change.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things about Anambra Treasury.
Yeah.
A lot of things about the economic standard of Anambra and how he wants to change it or improve it.
Industrial clusters as well.
Yeah, so that people can actually come into Anambra and feel relaxed.
Yeah.
You don't feel relaxed if you view Anambra as a place I want to go to and see tourism differently, or you view Anambra as a place I want to go to and view economical improvement differently.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So all these things they make sense, and how you really want to transform Anambra State health, sector into what. These things make a lot of sense.
Yeah. On paper they do.
Huh?
On paper they do.
That's exactly where I'm going to. Now, as a professor, he marshaled out his point very well. So when you look at this, you're like, wow, this is beautiful. You did your work very well. But then, the real job. Yeah. I was thinking right now, the real job. Yeah. It's in implementation. How do you implement it? How do people feel the impact? Yeah. He keeps saying, we are going to do this, we are going to do this, we are going to do this. It's not about we are going to do this. It's about how do people feel this as an impact. Yeah, yeah. Over the years, a lot of people have come to say a lot of things. Yes. Some have tried to do stuff, and the problem is sustainability. Yeah. If you come to Anambra State right now, you will understand that some of the roads in Gige did have completely dilapidated. Yeah. So what it means right now is that the person in power is either he looked at what Ngige did and said, Ngige, you know what? I don't think I'm going to follow what you did, and whatever it is you did is on your own. So the issue of maintenance, that's the issue. And maintenance and sustainability, because whatever any government is doing, for you to write your name on the sands of time, for you to write your name on the Hall of Fame, you need to put in, things that are going to be sustained over a period of time. So that when people look at it, they'll say, this is what this man did. Yeah. Imagine, let me tell you something. I'm going to digress a little bit, but not too far. Yeah. Do you know people in Imo State still call on Dr. Nande, this one-time governor of Imo State, the old Imo?
I'm not sure. I don't think I know who you mean.
When I call his name, you would know.
Yeah, I know. In Anambra. I know we have Ezife. We had Ezife in Anambra. Then we had the first civilian guy was Mbadinuju. So I don't really know much about Imo politics, the history, kind of. But go ahead, make your point. Go ahead.
Yeah. So they still call on him. Yes, someone.
Yes, yeah. Some international airports, right? Yeah.
No, the person I had. So now they still call on this man to come out where, like try to beckon on him. If it's possible for him to come and see that what he had built, people have started messing it up.
Yeah.
Right? Because they understood that this is somebody that went out of his way to build sustainable industrialization in Imo State.
Yeah.
Cutting across ceramic industries, glass industry, and then poultry farm, and even the famous Ada palm is this guy's dough. Right? So there was a lot of things he did in Imo State to create money and to create sustainability. So now this is where these guys are actually not. That's where I know that I wouldn't agree with them completely that they actually said, okay, I am going to do this, and the resultant effect is going to be this.
Yeah. So
that when you place a goal, you place indicators for people to know that if this is happening, this is supposed to be affecting people's lives like this. So when that indicator starts happening, we know that you are working.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say that this governor is working because I've seen him build bridges. No, it is when I know that there are no hold up or traffic.
Where
there was traffic before, but due to the bridge he built, there are no traffic. So the indicator there means that there are no traffic here again. So if is working because there are no traffic. Because of the bridge he built.
Yeah, so we're looking out for evidences, examples of good governance, things that we're gonna point to as markers that are gonna be like. I wanna. You make an important point. What I wanna do now, bro, is I wanna just touch on the points you made about maintenance, right? Today, I didn't know this before. Honestly, today we came to know that 10 billion naira was being spent on a conference center, my brother. 10 billion naira was being spent, is being spent by Apoga on a conference center. I mean, come on. I mean, this is the height of absurdity. This is the height of I don't know how I'm gonna put it, but for all the things that are important to do in Anambra State, right? Of all the things, for example, hospitals. According to data, Nigeria ranks 14th out of 18 on poorest countries when it comes to healthcare. $1.6 billion is being spent on medical tourism every year in Nigeria. 1.6 billion. 1 billion alone can build you a world-class hospital in Nigeria. So times this, multiply this by every year, 10 years, 20 years, and it has been happening since Adam. So of all the things that are important to do that, and for me the issue of priorities. How do we have in Nigeria and Anambra State, we have the issue of misplaced priorities. We don't have people that are able to say, you know what, this is what is more important. Get education is more important. Making sure that people go to school, or even this thing they call boy, like they study in the debate, apprenticeship. Let's find a way to make it more important in our society, right? Not just that, but also when they go to university and come out, maybe 1 year or 2 years, not 7 years like they always do. Make sure these guys learn vocational skills, right? So the issue for me, when I had that, I was honestly, and then another thing that blew my mind was 260 million naira is being given to Agbata local government every month. But from the money being allocated, only 5 million naira is given to them. So 260 million naira is given to the local government, but what gets to the local government, that is the people in the local government, is just 5 million naira. So what happened to the 255 million? So all these things, man, I'm like, I hope, like, honestly, when I was like, wow, these guys are marshalling out their facts, they're talking, they're rapping themselves, they're even things that will make you get off your seat and be like, I just only wish that this guy can just the way they're saying it now, when you enter, just implement it and break it down for us that way. You know. So I don't know. What are your thoughts? What do you think? What do you have to add or what do you have to say?
Now I'm going to start from where you say misplaced priorities.
Yeah.
There are little things that we can do to better the life of people. I'm going to give it to you very quickly. Anambra State is already every person in Anambra has that hustling spirit.
Yeah.
Has that spirit of
everybody is in the southeast. So if I'm to even take it further.
Of course, I agree with you. If you go to places like Aba,
yeah, of course,
they want to manufacture things.
Yeah.
The same thing with Owerri.
The
same thing with Ebonyi.
Yeah.
Right?
Abakaliki, yeah.
And then Enugu.
Yeah.
Now, Anambra is known for certain things. The only thing I know that you can do to Anambra is first. People produce rice here in Anambra.
Yeah.
None of them said things like, how are we going to improve agriculture?
Yeah.
Like there are things. I'm trying to bring out the simple things these guys can do and big ground.
Yes. Yeah.
First is we are dependent on the north for a lot of things. Yeah. And part of it is this. Onions comes from the north. Tomatoes come from the north. Cow meat, yam come from the north. Beans come from the north.
Yeah.
So it's easy for a government to say, what is it going to take? Let Anambra State be the hub of producing tomatoes and onions and yam for the whole of Southeast.
Yeah.
And then becomes a project of of that government. Like what I mean a project, they actually put in finance and human resources. It is not only going to create jobs, it's going to actually create food.
Of course. Food security as well, yeah.
Good. So now we don't depend on the north to bring in so that when the north don't bring in those things, we starve of them.
Yeah.
Here. Do you get? Now I'm trying to mention also possible things that can touch people's lives.
Yeah.
Now, those guys that produce rice in Ogwashuku, some of them in Ogwashuku area, they produce rice at that area. Give them what is known as finance mechanized agriculture.
Yeah.
So that they can what they do with their small scale, they can mechanize it and produce it in a more bigger
on a more global scale. In the sense that you can even get to a point where they begin to export it to Ghana, other countries, other African countries.
Yeah, even export it outside Nigeria.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one that is going to be enough for people who are within Anambra and around the southeast.
Yeah.
Now, you made mention of primary health care center and the money allocated on tourism and all that. This is simple. All of those people that are there have traveled out of Nigeria and have seen what it looks like
of course.
To have a very improved healthcare services outside Nigeria.
Yeah.
And they know that it will not take anything to bring it down to Nigeria.
Yes.
Believe me.
That's
Believe
true,
me, brother. That money you called, it's way too much to give every state a standard health care facility.
Yeah.
Then you have satellite
health centers.
Facilities like you have in the primary, you have in the primary healthcare centers that are even improved. So what I'm saying is the money they are calling is enough to improve the healthcare center. Yeah. Bring that money and dump it into agriculture and improve agricultural mainstay in Anambra State.
Mm-hmm.
Now, another thing again that I wrote down is good. Like I said before, I said Anambra State is made up of hardworking people.
Yeah.
Please provide roads.
Infrastructure is important. It's key.
Part of what is happening to us here, in the southeast is lack of town planning.
Yeah.
And because this is going to, what I'm about to say right now is going to take another dimension, but I'm still going to say it.
Yeah.
So part of it is town planning. A situation where there is, you don't come out to say this is a road path. Please, nobody should build any house. A
master plan.
Yes, there is a master plan for a particular state that has to be followed.
Yeah.
So those things are not there. So you cannot. That's the reason why a road is constructed today, and after like a year or two, the road gets messy again because the drainage system around the road is no longer working effectively.
Yeah.
Right. So when water comes, it doesn't move through the drainage system. It's affects the road, and before you know it, the road spoils. Added to the fact that most of the road that are being constructed are not done with standard materials, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because of course, whichever junction the money for the construction of road gets to, somebody there is demanding for a cut.
Yeah.
And before you know it, nothing is left for that road to be constructed. So Anambra State people need very good road system to transport whatever it is they are producing, either machine part or motor parts or food for those that produce food and the rest of it.
Yeah.
About education, I believe that every Igbo man has that brain for education. Check us anywhere we go to.
Yeah.
You know that we don't take last when it has to do with schooling and education.
Of course, yeah, of course.
Now, how do we improve education? It's simple. It was the candidate for
PDP, right? Is it PDP?
No, I think it's Accord Party. Mado.
Okay, Maduka, yeah, Zali, yeah. Yeah, Maduka.
He actually did justice to the education system in Anambra.
100%, I agree. 100%, yeah.
So that every local government would have a university.
Yeah.
This is not going to be devoid of the normal universities.
Yeah, it's like just like satellite healthcare centers, you're going to have satellite universities as well.
Around there, what we do is whichever, like if you come to, like you said, if you come to places like there's a location where you know that Obaru, marine biology, fishery, Orumba, agriculture. Yeah, when you know that Obaru is a place of water and fishing and aquatic lifestyle.
Yeah.
What they study there is mainly how to improve the lifestyle of Anambra.
Yeah.
With special reference to aquatic life.
Yeah.
So these people are going to study how to breed fish. All kinds of fishes. They are going to study how to turn that water into a place of tourism that can generate money for them and equally for. So it's not just for food alone. I'm breeding food. How can we turn it into, like this is what they're going to study in that area. So nobody thinks about any other thing apart from when you're in the higher institution. This is what you focus on.
That was a very, very powerful point. Honestly, because that was a video I sent to you, right? I was blown away by that idea. Believe me, because this is how societies in Western countries work. They locate places where they have these talents, and they go over there and they locate a proper institution where they can train them, whether it's vocational skills. It doesn't really have to be like proper degrees or anything. Like you said, fishery, for example, right? How do you, for example, turn this nice water environment into a tourist attraction? How do you make money? How do you create money-making ventures for just not just for the state, but for yourself as well? So honestly, I really felt like this guy was hitting. Unfortunately, he wasn't on the debate stage, So I hope this idea gets taken up by someone else, whoever wins. The person takes up this idea and makes it happen, because it will really make a lot of sense, honestly.
So that is it for education.
Yeah.
That is it for education. Then also education covers that of technology.
Yeah.
And around here in Anambra, Soludo today made mention of it. What is actually a problem that is affecting small businesses, especially in Igbo land, basically is the issue of electricity.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's very hard, for our governments to look into electricity and solve the problem.
It's easy. It's easy to solve it. It's easy.
It's very easy. Yeah. It's very easy.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people, there are a lot of professors in electric engineering that can supply this country within a snap of a finger on renewable energy or other forms of alternative energy.
Yeah.
That can work 24/7 and save us the problem of climate change in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Because believe you me, the more we engage in combustibility, the more we engage in burning gas, it is affecting us. I'm going to briefly tell you how it affects us. When we emit gas into the air, it messes up the atmosphere.
Yeah.
So that when it is hot, it is very, very hot. When it is rainy, it is very, very rainy. And when it is cold, it is very, very cold.
Yeah.
Why? Because we've messed up the atmosphere with the gas and poisonous air that we emit into that place.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to help ourselves. Yeah. I was telling you sometime that nature gave us sun. Right?
Yeah.
So for some reason nature gave us gas. Sorry. Nature gave us gas.
Yeah.
And crude oil. We used it to mess up nature.
Yeah.
And nature came back again and said, okay, since you have used what I gave you to mess things up, I have given you the mistake you made. Make good use of what is left of it, which is too much sun coming from the atmosphere.
Yeah, I think honestly, bro, all the points you're making are important, but I think because of the kind of government we have, our government, they are so slow. I mean, they think as if they live in the 18th century. They think as if we are still living in the dark ages. We are these things that other countries are implementing. Look, in 2030, so in the next 9 years, the UK will stop production of diesel cars in the next 9 years. Guess what's going to happen to all the diesel cars that we already produce? They will ship it down to Africa because they're not going to produce any new ones anymore and they're going to make it difficult. They're going to impose taxes and do things that are going to become hard for people like you and I to purchase those kind of cars and mess up the planet or mess up the climate. So, like both of us agree and both of us know, our government, and like you said, Soludo talked about it, Ozigbo talked about it as well, even Oba as well did the same. But the issue now is, like you and I agree, is the issue of implementation. Yeah. Because the issue for me, like wrapping up now, my brother, like I'm thinking to myself, right? How do we get this right? Because for some reason I'm not optimistic that, even though I keep saying people should go and vote, right? I'm not optimistic that whoever enters come Saturday, for some reason I don't have this feeling within me that when the person enters, he or she will do anything that will make us be like, wow. And for some reason, I believe that that's the stage we're in Nigeria. We don't want people that are gonna come in and say, "Oh, I tried my best. I did what I could do." We've passed that stage. Now I get to go to that level now. Level line is now, but how do you take us from the level we are now to a world-class level, world-class standard? Don't come and build your hospital and say, oh, or airports like this guy in Ethiopia, no? And say that you built a world-class airport, this and that, international airports. And then they look at it and then look at them and we're like, nothing really appeals to me. I mean, the location one, where you look at it number one, I mean, how about the capital? Why locate it in your home? Why locate it in your hometown, right? So when I look at
what happened to Oka?
Exactly. So when I look at all these things, I'm like, Andoba, Maduka, is Ozibo. I'm like, I just hope. I don't know. I'm like, what do you think? Like, do you think that these guys are gonna do? Do you believe, unlike me, that things are gonna happen, or are you with me to say, who knows? Who knows? You know, who knows what will happen come Saturday? Who knows what will happen in the next 4 years? You know, are we gonna have a situation whereby, like in Imo State, for example, Apuga wins, and then suddenly Supreme Court gives it to APC, or PDP wins. And Supreme Court, so you got what I mean, right? So the mandate from the people is no longer the mandate anymore. The mandate now becomes a mandate from the federal government, no longer that of Anambra people.
Now there's something I know that worries me a lot when it has to do with Nigerian politics. And part of it is this: the kind of way governors and not just governors, all elected bodies emerge into office is quite ridiculous. So they spend a lot of money doing both campaigns and even buying tickets. Right?
Yeah.
So by the time they get into office, the first thing they want to do is to recoup.
Yeah, of course.
Nobody cares about what they said and what happened, why they were coming into office. The fact is, I'm here now.
Yeah.
Let me find a way to make up for what I've lost.
Yeah.
So a situation where if all of us are running, you are running, I'm running.
Yeah.
And then we are spending, maybe you are spending 10 naira, I'm spending 10 naira, but I find a way that I can bring out, force myself to bring out another 10 naira.
Yeah.
To spend on top of the one I have.
Yeah.
And I know that if I spend that extra 10 naira, right, I'm going to get to the finishing line. Do you think I won't bring it out?
Of course, yeah. Of course.
I will bring it out.
Yeah.
Because I know that is what I need. So no matter what it is, the fact is I have to bring out that extra money.
Yeah.
To get me to the finish line.
Yeah.
Now this is what we see in Nigerian politics. So when they come in, they first of all find a way to recoup.
Yeah.
And these things take time. They may take 1 or 2 years. And before you know it, the person may not even achieve much again because 1 or 2 years have passed.
Yeah, under election again, re-election.
And the election is coming.
Yeah.
And then instead of him to start focusing on what he has not done, he will start looking for another money again.
Of course, yeah.
To buy himself another 4 years.
Of course. I like the word you use, buy himself another 4 years. Because
that's exactly the thing we are facing here in Nigeria. And that's the reason why I told you, none of them came out with a strong strategy to say that, okay, I want to do this one thing. This is how I am going to, like a blueprint of how I am going to do those things to touch people's lives.
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's exactly the problem of implementation. It's exactly the problem of strategic planning to bring to life the idea they have.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why some people look at it and they say, I don't think this person, let's leave them to do their thing.
Yeah.
Because Obahuru, I could never to vote. They do what they want, and then that's what I'm saying.
Federal government we can put that tomorrow, Supreme Court, APC. Why it's not PDP, I'm not better now. So the same thing many Imo states we make again in Anambra states.
So there is a problem of one, a clear-cut strategy to achieve a goal.
Yeah.
Secondly, the one you call them when you say the federal government shall come and impose government on
you.
which of course we know. with what happened today, if Anambra would, because I think I was very happy with this debate.
Yeah.
Obago Andrew now, Odoganya,
Yeah.
that Andrew doesn't have anything to give anybody in Anambra State.
Yeah.
He doesn't have anything to offer.
Yeah.
So if Anambra will go and allow him that singular opportunity to rule them, even though it is 1 second, that is a shame.
Yeah, yeah.
We can say that what happened in Imo State because nobody knew who Pope Uzodimma is.
Yeah.
Right? But now, from the onset, even 1 week before the election, it is so sure that this guy doesn't have anything to give anybody. So they should.
He couldn't even exhaust his time. Who does that?
Who does
Which
that?
Which politician gave politician
time to speak?
Yeah.
And then you cannot say anything.
Bro, come on. So don't do exhausted his whole time.
Your time to say something meaningful.
Ozimo was like, you guys are taking my time. This guy, Andrew, honestly, I was like, what is going on? Come on, man. Like, he looked so. That's the thing. The arrogance is what. At least make an effort to convince us. At least make an effort to say, okay, Mbaya, I will do this, I will do that. At least try to say something. You know, you're a politician now. You know how to lie. That's your job. You've been lying since day one. So why not just come and lie against him? I'm not saying that's a good. I'm not justifying. I'm not at all justifying that. Obviously, my point is. He couldn't even exhaust his time. How do I say a political leader not know how to talk for like even just keep talking for 1 hour? Just keep talking. It doesn't matter whether or not people were saying that as Ando, as we know who you are, but at least try to convince us. He didn't do that. He was sounding so all over the place. There was like you said, there was no clear-cut plan on how do you APC, how would you lead Anambra State, for example.
And secondly, another part is, I think he was not prepared.
Bro,
he just wants to. But he was thinking
that, yeah.
Like you said, the arrogance in him.
Of course.
What they have promised him in Abuja.
Of course.
Don't worry. So
of course.
He just came there to show his face.
Yeah.
So he's not going to look at it and see, come, you are even running for governor, and then we cannot come and see you.
Yeah, he didn't come out. Yeah.
Right? So it's coming out just to and today was not his day.
Yeah.
He came out man.
Bro, no day has ever been his day. No day has ever been that. The man, he said himself, he was with OBJ for 8 years. He went to Senate and served 8 years. My brother, show me one thing that you've done in those 16 years in politics. Don't forget, he was once a governor for a couple of weeks or months. Almost like Apuga guy Soludo said, he had a hand in kidnapping a sitting governor of a state. I mean, come on. I mean, I have nothing against the guy, no personal vendetta. My whole point is from what happened today. Was a poor.
I have personal issues with him.
Okay.
I have personal issues with him. See, let me tell you.
Yeah.
It is high time we stop this mediocrity. I mean, this is rubbish.
Yeah.
A city, a state like Anambra State.
Yeah.
Do you know the kind of caliber of people in this state?